Alright guys, first thing is first. Guys, I always told you this. Safety is number one. If you bypass this part of the video, you're stupid. So don't even do that. Alright, jack the car up in the front. Get it up on jack stands. Make sure you place your jack stands right here on the point of the vehicle. You're going to see some rubber little bushings. That's what you're going to set it on. Put your emergency brakes on. Put some bricks or some chocks in the tires to stop it from moving. The emergency brakes on this vehicle do not work, so you want to make sure those bricks are right there on both tires. And if you notice, we are on dirt. If you want any kind of dirt, if you want anything other than concrete, I don't care if it's asphalt, anything other than concrete, you want to make sure you give your jack stands a base, a nice solid, not the particle board wood, solid plywood or something. And then on the other side, we actually have a 2x6, which is even better. Have that. All right, first thing you want to do is pop your trunk. Customer got the trunk up already. And here's the battery on the car. It's going to be a compartment over here. Take that off. Take off the negative terminal. You're going to be using a 10mm wrench or a 10mm 1/4" drive socket with a 1/4" drive ratchet. And you want to loosen that little nut up right there and take that off. Swing that over to the side. If you leave your positive on, make sure you swing that and tuck that negative down to the side so it won't spring back into action and cause a short in the car, something burn out. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, the first thing you want to do is you got a rubber weather stripping right here. Just take it, pick it up, pull it all off to the side, and what we're going to do here is we're going to set this on to what we're going to call a party line. So what we're going to do is start right here. We're going to put this down, and every time we take off a part, we're going to put it in the line. It's called the party line. So when we're going to put this car back together, we start from this end of the line, and work our way forward to the front of the line. You do this so you don't have a bunch of parts, you don't know where they go. This way, you can set this car down for months and still come back and put this thing back together. All right, so let's get right to it. We'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing you got two covers here. It looks like one big shield, but it's not. It's two covers. This one sets over this one, as you can see right here between this groove. So what you want to do is just pick it up and pull it out. Now over here, I want you to notice that this thing has little tabs on it, right here and right here. These tabs will go underneath the fender. All right, so pick that up, pull it out. On the other side, pick it up from here and pull it out. All right, let's take both these, put them together, and go set this on the party line. We'll be right back. All right, guys. The next step, there's supposed to be a cover. We got two little screw holes right here. There's supposed to be a cover right here, but it's not here. And on the left side, there's supposed to be another one right here, but that's missing as well. There's going to be clips holding it in. Just take those covers out. I can't show you because it's not here. All right, the next step we're going to do is get us our engine support. You definitely want to have your engine support on this. Go to Harbor Freight, very cheap. It's going to go from here to the other side to hold the engine up in the air while we drop the subframe. Yeah, got to drop the subframe. All right, so let me go get mine, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, we got our engine support here, support bar, and what you want to do is bring it all the way out to the extent on both ends of the bar. Set it down, lock it forward. Take your hooks. You want to go right in the center of the bar. One right there, and one right there. And what you want to do is, we're going to have to get us a nut and a bolt to hook up our chain right here. So let me get a nut and a bolt for each side, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing is we're up under the car. There's supposed to be an undercover cover right here, a noise insulator. That's what they call that cover. But as you can see, this car does not have this as well. If yours do have it, you're going to have a screw right here, going across, right here, right there, and on the other side, And actually there's one right there that's actually broken off and all. You can see that. And what you want to do is take that cover down, get it out of the way. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, next thing we're going to do is remove the right front tire. You're going to have a little cover right here. Get you a flat screwdriver, just stick it between there and pop that little cover out. And what you're going to have is 5 17mm bolts. These are actually like the lug nuts. These are bolts. So I got a 17mm deep, 1/2-inch drive. And I got my earthquake 1/2-inch drive gun. Let's go ahead. Again, these are going to be bolts. So they're going to look like that. So don't get nervous when you take them out. All right, so let's get the 5 of them out. Get this tire off, and we'll be right back. All right, next thing we're going to do, guys, is remove the inner fender well. This little shield right here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is you got a little plastic cover right here. And you got a little clip on there. And what you want to do is in the center of these clips, there's a little circle, little button. Just push that button in all the way just like that. On that one, there's going to be one right here and up here above the rack and pinion.
Hold on, let me find you.
Need light?
No, I got too much light out here.
Oh.
Oh, okay, we got it.
All right, push that one in. All right, and once you push those 3 in, let me see if I can use this screwdriver. You get a screwdriver behind it and pop those out. Just like that. All right, and once you get them out, let's set them up to go back in. Take that tab on the top, push it all the way in, not to just right there, push it till it comes out. And that's gonna set this up to go back in there with no problem. All right, let's get those 3 out and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got them out. Next thing you wanna do, this little cover right here. Wait a minute, forgot one more. There's one more right up under here. See that one? Okay. Pop that out, and this cover is going to come out. So what we're going to do is take all our clips, even the one for the other one, take them, put them out like this, and let's put this onto the party line. We'll be right back. All right, guys, next thing we're going to do, get the rest of this cover out. You're going to have a tie strap right here holding in a wiring harness. What you want to do is just cut that off. And be careful not to cut the wire. Get that out of there. And then what you want to do is get you a T25 Torx socket. And I'm going to use my big bill ratchet. Yeah, buddy. And what you're going to have is 1, 2, 3, and then follow the fender all the way around. And you're going to see one right here, number 4. We're going to be taking those out. All right, so... Okay, let's get those 4 out and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do is follow this cover all the way down and you're gonna see 2 10mm nuts. One right here. Is that another one? I might think that's a... No, just this one. Just this one, and then go over and you're gonna see one right there. All right, and what we're gonna use is, again, our big bill ratchet with a 10mm deep 3/8 drive socket, and take both of them off. All right, let's get those off and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we gotta do is another 10mm nut right in this section right here. Now what I'm gonna do is put my socket on it so you know exactly where that bolt is, the nut is. Then I'm gonna go ahead over here and get my big bill. And take that one out. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, next thing we do, take our cover, pull it off of those studs, pull around. And get this cover. Wait a minute. Dang it. Forgot. Well, not forgot, but didn't see that. We got one more clip right over here in the corner. Didn't see that. So let's just get that clip out and get this cover out of here. We'll be right back. All right, guys, here's the subframe. Now we're gonna be removing 5 bolts. These bolts are the exact same 5 bolts on the other side as well. Now you're gonna have, what you're gonna need is a 4-inch or 4 1/4 inch 1/2 inch drive extension with a 16mm socket and 1/2 inch drive, and a 1/2 inch drive 21mm socket. Now I'm using a 21mm deep. You don't have to have that. You can have a shallow along with the 16. And you're going to need a 6mm hex socket 3/8 drive with an 8-inch 3/8 drive extension. All right, let's use this first. If I had a ratchet out here. All right, first of all, you're going to take off the 2 6mm motor mount bolts. Hex bolts. You got one right here.
Sorry, let's drop the camera.
You got that? And right across over here, you're gonna see this little opening. It's actually up into here. Right there. All right. So let me get me a ratchet.
Isn't that a ratchet right there?
Huh? That's the 1/4 inch drive. I didn't need a 1/4 inch drive. All right. So we're gonna go ahead. Take that one out and take the other one out, and then while you got this, go to the other side and take out the same 2. All right, let's get those out and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got all 4 bolts. All 4 bolts are the same size, same length. Put those down to the side. The next thing we're gonna do is switch over to our 4 1/4 inch 1/2 inch drive extension with our 16mm shallow socket 1/2 inch drive. And for this one, I'm gonna be using my earthquake, and you're gonna have 2 bolts. In fact, I can push this back and show you one right there, and then the other one is, you see this little opening right here, is going to be straight up into there. Matter of fact, let me put my socket onto this one right now, and let me take this one out for you. It's going to be right about there. Okay, 1. 2. Both bolts are the same length. Go to the other side and let's take out the other 2. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we got all 4 of those bolts out. All 4 are the same length. Put them right next down to the hex sockets. Now you want to switch over. Take off your 16mm and put on the 21mm. Yeah, boy, man, I like the 21. All right, so we got 1 bolt on each side that's holding this subframe up. Now, at this time, guys, you want to make sure your support bar, your engine support bar is in place and those chains are tight, okay? And while we're taking this bolt out, we want to slowly take it down. And the thing is not going to come out completely. What it's going to do is hang down on the stabilizer bar right here. That's why we didn't take these out. I mean, we can take it out if we want. We're just going to let it drop and hang on to that. So enough talking. Let's get over here. And what I'm going to do is slowly take this down. You can tell that's a big bolt. All right, now, while you're still here, I'm going to go to the other side. And I want you to watch this. And what you want to do is make sure you're out of the way. Don't get up under here and do this, just in case. Make sure you're out of the way like this with the bolt. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Take this off. And right now it's coming down. I just want to take it out little bit by little bit. See, I'm taking it down little by little bit, and I'm shaking it to make sure that it is loose. Because if I can shake it like this, that means I'm pretty much good to go. Take that bolt out. It's going to swing down. Push that right out of the way. Just like that. All right, let's get these bolts out of here and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing you do is get you a flat screwdriver. You see this connector right here? This is going to the motor mount. What you want to do is get you a flat screwdriver, stick it right between there, turn it clockwise or counterclockwise just to get it to release, and pull back on the connector and unplug it. All right, good. All right, now this connector is going to like a bracket, and there should have been a bolt, a 10mm bolt in here. That's better. Oh, that ain't metal, huh? Can you see up in there?
How far up?
Right to the end of the screwdriver.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
There's supposed to be a 10, as you can see, there's a hole right there. There's supposed to be a 10mm bolt or a hex bolt holding that onto there. You're gonna have to remove that. This is not up there, so it looks like somebody's been in here before. But all right, we got that, and that's supposed to be loose, just like that. And we'll be right back. All right, ready.
Okay.
Oh, all right, guys. The next thing we're gonna do is remove the motor mount along with the motor mount bracket. But we're just gonna remove the bracket, and it's gonna come out. The motor mount's gonna come out with it. You're gonna have 3 8mm hex bolts. Let me get to a screwdriver and point to them. You got one right there. Can you see that one?
No. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I see it.
That one, and then that's okay. If you look right between here, way up there. That one you might not see.
I can't tell where your screwdriver is.
Let me go back here like this.
Oh, wait, I think I see it. No, maybe not.
Right here.
Too many things in my way.
If you follow this connector and
Yeah.
go straight back.
Well, I see your hand, but I got a very, very small area to look through. And that's all I see is your hand.
Now, oh, so you can't go further, more towards the front of the car.
Further in front of the car.
See, because see my finger's almost on it right now. Well, it don't matter, because also further over here, that one's gone. There's supposed to be one right there, and it's not. You know what? Let me if I can set this light up for a minute.
It's not the
Let me see the
lighting,
camera.
it's there's too many things in the way.
Okay, let me see. Let's see where my finger is, if I can see my finger. Okay, there we go. It's kind of blurry. There's one right there, and if you look on the other side, over there, you see how the bolt is gone out of there. But we do got that one right there. All right, let's get back out of here so you know exactly where you're going. And what you're gonna, to get those bolts out, what you're gonna be using is an 8mm hex socket, 3/8 drive, your 3/8 drive swivel extension, and a good little trick, as you can see, I got black tape going around it, so I can help it stiffen up a little bit. You're going to need your 8-inch 3/8 drive extension, and I got my 6-inch, or you can get one that's longer to fit both of them together instead of one. So we got 1, 2, and what I'm gonna do is go right between here And that's how you're going to get those two at the top. Get my 3/8 drive ratchet. And pop that one loose. And we're going to take that one out. Be right back. Alright. Okay, we got one. And this is how you're going to get the other one on the top, if it was there. So now, we're going to go to the bottom one. Now for the bottom one, you don't need the swivel extension. That's all you're going to go straight on. Okay. My ratchet. I'll get my regular ratchet. And what the deuce? Holy cow, man. Give me my other ratchet. Give me somebody really put this thing on. Okay. And as you can see, the whole bracket and everything is coming loose. So let's get that out and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Get that out. And there we go. And as you can see, it was 3 bolts. 1, 2, and that's the one that was missing. And 3. And all of them going to be the same length. So you don't have to worry about that. So let's put these bolts in here. Put this onto the party line. And we'll be right back. All right, guys. We got that out. And there you have it. There's our starter right there. Yeah, boy. So far, guys, if you followed me through this video, you saved yourself a lot of money, and I'm very proud of you.
So funny.
Because I'm cool.
Oh, my God.
All right, guys.
Seated.
Yeah. Check it out. All right, we got, here's the, wow, man, this thing, these bare wires, whatever. You know, this is weird to have bare wires like this. This is the main wires going to the starter. And that bracket right there, that would, you figure that thing would heat it up and short this out. That's...
Well, maybe that was the problem.
Maybe. Because that is not cool. You can see this right here?
Yeah.
And look at this. Look at, you can see me moving that around?
Yeah.
That got really hot, man. Something right there. We might have to, we're going to have to do something about that. I don't know what yet, but we got to do something about that. All right, so what you're going to do is take you a 14mm deep 3/8 drive with your big bill ratchet. And what you want to do is go back there. And again, guys.
I have a big bill ratchet.
You don't have one? No. Well, then get your regular ratchet. Be sure your battery is disconnected before you go ahead and attempt this. All right, so we'll go back here. Take that 14mm nut off. Take our wire off. And we are definitely going to have to put something on this to cover this up. Because this thing, this is probably what shorted this out. Now, to get into the back one, you know what? We're going to take the starter out to get to that other one, show you how that one is. Now, your starter is held on by 2 16mm bolts. You got one that's right here.
What was he pointing at? Okay.
Or was that 15?
Turn your check.
I should have, you know. Ain't got no sense. 16, yeah, 16. You got one right there, and in the back, going the other way, you got one. I don't know, can you see that one?
Point to it, but the light is kind of bright.
Right there.
Oh yeah, we see it.
Okay, now being that that's the one that's more difficult to get to, we're gonna take that one out first. And we're gonna see if we can get that instead of having to take off that shield right there. So what I'm gonna use here is we're gonna use a 16mm shallow socket or a wrench. If it might be too tight. So let's try the socket. And you wanna get a 6-point so it don't slip off. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, you're gonna get you a 16mm shallow socket 3/8 drive with your regular 3/8 drive ratchet. You wanna go right between here. Can you see that? You need more light?
No. It's I can't find where I was before. That I saw.
It was better lighting before.
Okay, I got you.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right. So Now, guys, you see, now the way I'm doing this right now, my hand is reaching through the front up here where the starter is. The reason why we had you take off that fender well is because the actual way to do this job is to take off that fender well, take off that cover to the axle, and get that bolt out through that way. But I'm gonna try it doing this way. It saves us a lot of time. All right, so let's see if I can get this loose. Great, got that loose. Well, that saves you a lot of time. So actually, you wouldn't have to take off that cover. And we're gonna take this bolt.
The tire, right?
Yeah, actually, or the tire. Good point, Sevi. You like that?
It's funny.
All right, so let's get this bolt out. Wait a minute, come on out. And if, dang it, come on, bolt. What the heck, man? What the heck? How long is this bolt? Actually, guys, and you don't have to take the bolt all the way out. You don't. I mean, you can take it out if you want, but you can just leave it hanging right there if you want, because, I mean, you got to put the starter back in. The next thing you're going to do is, I don't know if you can follow my hand down here. There's a wire right here, ground wire. Now, you know what? I'm going to have to go over here. Let me show the camera. All right, guys, you're going to have a ground wire that's right here. Okay, and that's going to the starter. That's the bolt going in through the other way, and that is a 13 millimeter bolt. So I'm going to switch over to my 13 millimeter shallow socket. Where is it? Dang it. Okay. And how can I do this and you see it at the same time? Because I need to get my other hand in there. But
let me try to see.
There you go. All right, right through here. Can you see it?
I can see your hands.
Okay, it's right there. I just loosened it up. And actually, guys, get you a 1/4 inch drive 13 millimeter, because the 1/4 inch drive ratchet is shorter and you'll be able to get a lot more swing in it. All right, you see, I got it loose. I'm gonna go ahead and take this bolt out. And there we go. Move our ground wire over to the side. And if you want, we can put this bolt back in here so we don't lose that. And then we'll be right back. All right, guys, now what I'm gonna do a little different things on the bottom bolt. We're gonna get our 6-inch extension, our 3/8 drive 8-inch extension, and we're gonna use a 5/8. 5/8 is the same as 16 millimeter 3/8 drive swivel socket. Get that set up right there, and we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go to our bottom starter bolt. Get us our 3/8 drive ratchet. What the heck, man? These bolts are so tight. Okay. Make sure, let me try to go through the wire right here or something to get a better. Oh my, wait a minute, is that bolt seized in there? Holy cow. should have. Oh, heck yeah. That bolt is seized in there. That's gotta suck. All right, let's it can't be. Why would it be seized? You know what? Let me see if it's screwed into here. I'm gonna try a little trick that Sylvia's dad taught me. What you laughing for?
Nothing.
And the only problem with this is that I can't get onto the bolt to get enough swing in it. What he taught me was when you get something like this, especially with the wheels, put the socket on it, hit it with a hammer really hard, shock it enough that it actually breaks that loose. And I am going to try that here. You know, let me get a half-inch drive set up so I can maybe come out here and hit it. And if it works, that'll be great. This would be cool. I definitely got to give him a thumbs up on this one. All right, so let's get our hammer, get my setup, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, before I do this, these lines are in my way. I've got a 10mm nut holding it on. Okay. That gives me enough room, hopefully. And what I'm going to be using is a swivel impact. And let's see, use my this extension. All right, and it's up there somewhat, but and what I'm doing, taking my big hammer, and the object is, it's like when you see me guys do outer tie rods, I use a method called shock and awe, but this is somewhat similar. I'm shocking it to pop it out, but this one I'm gonna shock it to hopefully loosen it up them threads. All right, so here we go. Okay, let's take my 1/2-inch drive ratchet. I mean, wait a minute, it's turning, but it's, oh man, wait a minute, dang, see, now I'm getting happy. Oh yeah, it's turning, I just got to keep on going back and forth and keep working my way that thing out. Now I'm gonna do is, now that I got loose, I'm gonna get some WD-40 and spray in there, and I gotta keep on turning it forward, and like forward 2 turns, back 3. Keep on going like that till I get this thing out. Oh man, I can't believe it. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm getting to a point. It's turning, but I'm getting to a point where it's sticking again. So what I want to do here is I got it turned loose until I got to a point where it stopped, and I'm going to hit this again right at that point. Every time I'm hitting it, it's turning more. Oh, man, dang it is. Okay, let's go all the way till I turn no more. Okay. Now I can't turn no more. Let's hit it again. Too bad I can't get a really good swing on this. I don't know what the heck happened. Did the threads cross-threaded? What? Yeah. Every time I'm hitting it, I'm turning it a little bit more. So I'm gonna keep on doing it and spraying it at the same time. The train sucks. Alright, keep on doing this and we'll be right back. Alright guys, got that bolt out. Yeah, buddy. Alright, let's take this starter down so we can see right here where it, wait a minute. This wire, why does this wire look like it's part of the starter? Then it comes around here and somebody taped it all up. Huh. Let's go get the new starter. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I got the, this is weird. Look at this, man. Notice how they cut all this side off right here. So this is supposed to be a plug. Oh man, you gotta love these. You gotta love these. Heck yeah, they soldered that right up there to another wire, man. This is gotta suck. Alright, so what we're gonna do, well, they got it taped up right here. Let's take this off. See what they did. Bunch of mess. Okay, so we're gonna take all this loose and we're gonna put our own wire up here, connector, and then put an extension on to the starter. So let me get some snips and cut this and I'll be right back. Alright, let's cut this. Alright, let's take this starter out. Look at this. And I'm wondering, is that because that wire was leaning up against a lot of stuff. So we're gonna have to put something around this. Where's this at? Right here. We're gonna have to protect this. This is not happening right here. Yeah, you could tell by the discoloration right around here. This thing was getting hot. This thing was touching up against something. Got the strands all. Man. All right, let's get some covering on this. Get a connector on this, going to a new wire, and get this new starter in here. We'll be right back. All right, guys, made our new wire up here. And what I'm going to do is take this end. Stick it into there and make sure it's tight. Pushes tight on that terminal. Perfect. All right, let's get our starter. Wait a minute. Starter went up through this way. Okay, put the starter in, and what I'm gonna do is reach up and grab our top bolt and get that started by a couple threads, if I can. Get started by a couple threads. Okay. Then come down here where our bottom bolt is. Get that started. A couple threads. All right. Let's bring these in by hand as much as we can, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got a problem. Dang it. I got the top bolt in by hand, and I was putting this one in, and I was getting ready to tighten it up, and I screwed it in, and all of a sudden, the thing got really loose. So, I'm turning it more by hand, and I pull it out. Look at that. That thing is broke off in there. Oh, dang it. You know what? Let's take this starter back down. Because this is DEFCON 5 right now. So let me take this starter back out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are now definitely in DEFCON 5. Because we got our bolt. They can't even see in there too well. Oh, broken off in there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got an idea, guys. I got an idea. Let me get a screwdriver and point to it so you can see it. What about our bolt goes through here and screw into here, right? What about if I tap new threads into here with a bolt? And that would do it. I mean, screwing into aluminum, but that's aluminum as well. Let's go get us a tap. Be right back. All right, guys, check this out. I got me an 11mm tap right here. And I'm gonna stick that tap into there. And I have the piece that goes onto it. This guys, if this works, this is gonna be pure luck. All right, it tightened up. It got tight. Let me get my 3/8 drive ratchet, and I'm gonna try to tap that out. Be right back. All right, guys, I got the tap going in as far as I can. It actually went in and started making threads. Now what I want to do here is take me a marker, and I want to mark, because this lets me know how far down, and I think what it's doing is hitting the other side of that bolt right now. So that's going to let me know the length of the bolt I'm going to need. And let's get out. And as you can see, if I got let me put my socket wrench up there, and right now this thing is tight, so I know it will hold in. So let's take this out now. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. It's held on by a couple threads. Good threading. All right. So our mark is right there. So I need a bolt that long. That much. That's how much I know I can. Well, actually, and I gotta take into consideration the starter as well. But let's go try if we can get a bolt to match up with the thread size and the length. Be right back. All right, guys, cannot find a bolt, so we got something better. What we're gonna do, I got made me a stud here, and we're gonna go up here, put the stud, screw that into the transmission. You know, I need a stud installer. Dang it, I need a stud installer. That looks good. That looks real good. But we know that ain't in all the way. So I'm gonna use matter of fact, I'm gonna use a smaller pair of vice grips so I can get enough swing. And I'm gonna screw that in as much as we can. And I don't want to mess up the threading out here. And then what we're gonna do is take this nut and we're gonna put it on the air and bolt on the starter. Look at that, you can see it's already damn good. All right, so let's let me get a small pair of vice grips and continue screwing this in until it stops. All right, be right back. All right, guys, we got our stud in there. That's tight too. So the first thing we're gonna do, let's connect back our starter. Okay. Then let's go up here and onto the stud and up. Oh yeah, buddy, look at that. Let's get the nut up there. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. All right, now I'm gonna reach up and start our other bolt in. Get our other bolt started. Man, getting this started by hand sucks. Okay, now let's get it, the thing, and bring this in more. We'll be right back. All right, guys, I got the top one snugged in. Now, I'm gonna take, what size is this anyway? I think it's like a 7/8 or something. We'll put our bottom one on. Oops. Come on, I know you went on. Okay. And that's a 7/8 socket. So let's get our 7/8 socket. And what we're gonna do also is get some electrical tape and put something else all on this right here to cover that up. All right. Matter of fact, I'll cut a piece of hose and put the hose on it and then wrap it up or something. I don't know. Be right back. All right, guys, got my 7/8 deep socket 3/8 drive. Go up here. Guys, look at that. Look at that. I am the man. Look at that. What's the word I'm looking for? Civi.
Done?
No, huh?
Looks done?
No. You know, original.
Original. OEM?
Yeah, we'll go with that. It looks OEM. Now, I'm going to get my 16mm and go up to the top one, and I'm going to tighten that one up. But also now what I got is a 3/4 inch hose. I cut a slit in it to open it up. I'm going to put that right there, like that. And I'm going to take some black tape and go all around that. So, alright guys, let's get this taped up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is bring our wire up to here get it hooked on to our starter. What the heck is wrong with this? This is where that other problem was. There we go. All right, get our lock washer and our 13mm nut. Okay, we got that situated. The next thing we're going to do is over here, remember our ground wire, ground right here. We got to go get our 13mm bolt off our old starter. Here it is right here. And let's put this on. And get that started by a couple of threads so we don't cross thread it when we're putting it in. Alright, got those set up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I got my 1/4" drive ratchet with a 13mm shallow socket. And I'm going to go up here. And first I got to bring this in more by hand all the way. Okay. And then when you're tightening this one up, that's all you want to do is just go till it stops. And then just a little bit more. That's all you're going to do. I didn't get this tightened up yet. Okay, there we go. Alright, go till it stops. And then a little bit more. That's it, because it's going into plastic, and if you tighten up too tight, you'll mess it up. Then I'm gonna turn my ratchet around and go over here and tighten up this ground wire. All right, let's tighten that up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do is grab our motor mount bracket and our motor mount. Let's get this up in there, and that's the next. This is the next thing on the party line. Let's get this up here. As a matter of fact, while we, no, let's get that later. Wait a minute. Yeah. And let's get this lined up. Man, putting this thing up here, no joke. Huh? That's why this thing's shorted out, man. This thing is right up against all this. It's like it's up against these wires. That's exactly why this thing's shorted out. Okay, let's get this up there now. All right, we got that where it's supposed to be. And what I'm gonna do here, where is it? There it is right there lined up. Okay, what I'm gonna do is get my extension, a 6-inch extension, 3/8, 8-inch extension with my 8mm hex socket. And what I want to do here is, you know what, let's break a piece of this electrical tape off, put it up here, put the bolt in it, so that way it stays on, so we can guide it up there when we put that on. Assuming I can get this thing. This is a pain to line up, so I'm gonna go for this bottom bolt right here first. So that's the easiest one. Get that turned. If I want to like get that turned in by a couple threads, I'm all right. All right. Now remember, we only had 2, so now I'm gonna hook up the same thing, do the tape thing to the same bolt wherever it's at. And then I'm going to line up the top one. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the top one tightened up. Dang it. Got it tightened up and now the thing won't come out. There it is. Right now, let's go, matter of fact, before we go down there, let's get our motor mount sensor right here. Let's connect that. And when you push that on, you're just going to push it on until it clicks. Okay, and now I'm going to go down and tighten up this bolt. Take the tape off, I don't need that no more. Tighten up this one down here. Alright, let's get that tightened up. We'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we're going to do, remember we took this little bracket off. Put this over here, back over here. Keep those cooling lines out of the way. 10mm nut. And when I did that, I had a deep 10. As you can see, the mount is in the way. So that ain't gonna work no more. So now we're gonna be using a shallow 10. Let's tighten that up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we're gonna do is start putting our subframe up. Now the most important part is lining up, the most difficult part is lining up these motor mounts. So that's what we're gonna line up with first. We got our 4 5mm hex bolts. And I'm going to use my impact gun, the 3/8 impact gun with a 6mm, I'm sorry, 6mm socket on it. And what we're going to do is bend it forward. And what we're looking to do, let's see if this will go up there. And grab one of that's what we're looking to do, is just start on one of the motor mount bolts. Of course not. You know what? Tell you what. Okay, that's one. Here, 2, and I'm gonna go to the other side as soon as I get this off and get the other 2 in. We'll be right back. All right guys, we got all 4 bolts started in, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and tighten those 4 up. Okay, let's get the other 2 and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to grab our real long bolts. These are 21mm bolts. I'm going to use my 1/2" drive air gun, 21mm, or you can have 13/16 also as well. Deep 1/2" drive. Let's put the bolt right in here. Let's go up get it up there by a couple threads. I'm not tightening up there yet because I want to make sure everything lines up. Then we're going to get 2 of our 16mm bolts. And I'm going to use my 4 1/4" drive, 1/2" drive extension with my 16mm socket. And we got one that's going right here. Dang, this guy's full of net. Dang it. Alright. And the other one goes right in here. And definitely you always want to start it off by a couple threads, so that way you make sure you're not cross threading it. Alright, let's get the other side in and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're ready to tighten them up. The first thing we're going to do is tighten up the 21mm bolts. So we're going to tighten up this one. Reach over here, tighten up the other side. Switch over to my extension and my 16mm and tighten up the 2 16mm bolts. Okay, let's go to this side. We'll be right back. All right, next thing, guys. Wow, guys, look at it. Look at that windshield washer tank. That's funky. That thing is curved, man. I can bet you that's expensive. Oh well. Let's put this thing up here. And we gotta go behind this. This is a mess. Let's go behind this cover right here. Cause we got three bolts right here, 3 bolt holes. So we know those 3 line up to that. So we know that's gotta line up. And then we got one at the bottom. This thing is a nightmare. There we go. All right. Oh, this has got to make sure this tucks into the fender. There, like that. All right. We got our 10mm screws, nuts, and these are plastic actually. Up underneath, we got the 2. One over here, we got 1. All right, and we got the 3 screws right here, the T25s. So there's 3 right here, and then 1 up here. Let's get all those in, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, next thing you do, put this little cover in right here, and it goes right here. And we got one of our clips. Oh, this has got to be pushed out. It's got to be pushed out like that to set position. Then you put it into where it goes. Might have to come out a little bit more. What the heck, man? This thing is. It gotta come out more. Set about that much. Alright. Get that in there. And once you get it in there, you just push the tab in to make it flush with the rest of it, and that's it. All right, let's get the one in over here and the one in up here, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do is let's put our tire back on so we can, you know, let this car down. I hate these ones with the studs, and you gotta sit here and line these things up. It's a good idea to do like that. Get the socket, your 17mm socket, and use that to help you guide them on. Alright, so let's get them on. Let's get this wheel tightened up. And a little thing, guys, when you tighten up the wheels, because sometimes these they build up rust and corrosion. What the heck? I'm sitting here talking. When you tighten this wheel up, try not to tighten it like 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, because you can't get rust build up in there, and then you're not going to tighten this wheel up flat, and you're going to roll, and the tire's going to wobble. You want to go on a cross pattern. Think of a star. You're going to start from here, go 1, skip 2, skip 3, skip 4, then skip 5. That's the way you want to tighten those up. All right. So let's get this tire on. Let this car down. And we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is remove our bar assembly right here, our engine support. So let's get this out of the way, put this up, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are in the home stretch. Now, check this out. Even though the instructions, I never did this job before. The instructions said remove this. Why? I don't know. But wait a minute, you know what? No, I have no idea why. Yes, I do. Because they had an engine support that went up here to hold it up. And then it had some funky brackets and all. I guess that's dealership. So I guess they needed to move that out of the way. But being that we used our trusty Harbor Freight, we didn't need that. So let's get these things.
Dandy.
Yeah, that's good. Handy dandy. Put them tucked in there. Let's get it tucked down into here. Now you're gonna see this little opening right inside there, little groove. So we gotta make sure it goes in there. That's to keep the water from on the engine and all. So you definitely want to make sure that tucks into there. And put it down just like that. That goes in there. All right, now we're gonna do the other side. Same way. Perfect. So we're going to that. Make sure these little tabs go underneath the fender. Just like that. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, last but not least, the weather stripping.
You forgot to mention something.
What?
That if they have a cover underneath, to make sure they put it back.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're gonna say, yeah, right. If Astros didn't put it back, I ain't putting it back. All right. Now the bottom of this has a little slot, little groove right there. So you want to make sure it goes on to that all the way across. And I know some of you guys want to, can I put glue on it? No. Don't put no glue on it. You're gonna mess it up. Just put that on, get that all across, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Now we're gonna connect the battery. And by the way, guys. We did not diagnose this car. We were just hired to do the starter, so we did see that starter was kind of messed up. Let's try to get this battery in here. Whether this is the right battery or not again, I don't know. Okay, let's get that one on. I'm gonna use a 10mm deep. Tighten that up just a little bit. And get our negative, and you got to be careful just in case there's an alarm system. It might start going off, so you should have your key handy. Oh, it didn't go off. Good. Gonna tighten this one up, and then we're gonna get our key and go to start it. Be right back. All right, guys, let's start this up. Well, attempt to start it up. Huh. So it don't work by the key.
What is the key for then?
Maybe something's wrong with the key, I don't know. But let's start again. Shut it off. Start again. Let me try this. What the heck?
Why does it have a push button and a key?
Key said it's now it starts up. I hope that was a problem. I don't know, maybe. But there you go, guys. It starts up.